to the program Goenkaracho Awaaz. Today we have the activist, social worker with us, Mr. Arthur D'Souza. Welcome, sir. So, sir, tell us, sir, about the PTA, the Greater Panjim development, which is taking place, and nowadays it is a big issue has created, and you're the one who's fighting for it. Tell us, sir, how it will create a problem and how it will damage the land and the area of the Santa Cruz.
There are many aspects to that. First of all, the PTA has been imposed on us.
Okay.
The villages have not been taken into confidence at all.
Okay.
Secondly, the areas which have not been touched, the areas which lie on the periphery of the village,
Okay.
it clearly shows that there is a nexus between the politicians and the builders.
Okay.
Because if you see the area that has been taken for the Greater Panjim PTA, they include areas that can oversee the riverfront,
Okay.
and can oversee Panjim.
Okay.
They can oversee lakes. So these areas which were not so important some years ago
Yeah.
has suddenly become important because of the greenery around Santa Cruz.
Okay.
And I guess this is a kind of a understanding between the politicians and the builders.
Builders.
The builders are trying to promote their area, what land they had bought for maybe 1,000, 2,000 square meters today,
Okay.
will now just boomerang and skyrocket.
I see.
And for what 1,000 or 3,000 that they have paid,
Yeah.
in 3,000 they will get 3 crores.
Okay.
So that's big, the lobby.
Okay.
Now, PDA, Panjim PDA, if they had to include the whole village, it's okay, acceptable. Because if you're planning, you should plan in the whole village. You
Okay.
cannot plan certain aspects of it. So
Okay.
clearly there is a vision.
So, which part of the Santa Cruz area has been added in the PDA, sir?
Areas, next to the Bondwall Lake,
Okay.
areas overseeing the riverfront, the Zwari,
Okay.
and areas where you have the Kujira school complex.
Okay.
Now the Kujira school complex is there, but then besides it is actually a NDZ area,
Okay.
which they have put in the PDA. Now that is the area that oversees the village.
Okay.
So it's basically you can understand that it is not anything that has got to do with the village.
Okay.
It is only to do with the builders.
Builder lobbies.
Yeah.
Okay. So, tell me something. As yesterday, or the day before yesterday, you all had a meeting, and as well as, if I'm not mistaken, our MLA of Santa Cruz, Mr. Tony Fernandez, he also has raised up his voice in an assembly that he will support you people. So, what do you think, sir? He is also a part of that committee, sir. What is your saying into it?
Now, if the MLA is supporting,
Yeah.
then his name shouldn't have figured in the list of
Okay.
the formation of the PDA.
Correct.
Now there of course there is an argument. Now there is an argument that it was based on the designation.
Okay.
But I really find it difficult to understand that that the MLA is really behind us.
Okay.
Though he's been making statements in the press, though he's been saying that he's supporting our movement,
Okay.
he wants to be in the forefront.
Okay.
But yesterday's interaction with the press
Yeah.
gives me a signal that he will come only when the last step has reached. And the last step is that if he goes, now he wants to go according to the procedure, according to him. There are a ladder, steps, chronological steps.
Okay.
Like first he will raise a voice in the assembly, and then when nobody listens, then he will come.
Okay.
But by that time we feel that everything will be over. the formation will be over, the notifications.
Sir, tell us something, sir. As Mr. Tony, he has raised his voice, saying that he will grant the support, and if suppose the PDAs if doesn't de-notified from the this, then he will ready to resign. You think really he'll be resigning from the committee?
Resigning means yes, from the committee. He has assured us, he has told us that he is going to resign from the committee. Let's wait and watch.
Okay.
It's nothing, I mean, we can still hope that he will support our movement.
As you people have got this notice from the police department, they have said that they will impose section 149 CRPC. So what would be your precautions for this, sir?
Now this is just an intimation, intermediary tactics. I guess they are now fearful that the protest will go to the next stage.
Okay.
And it will definitely go to the next stage.
Okay.
Because this is not our protest.
Okay.
I want to make it very clear that this is not our protest. We have been with the villagers. We have understood their problems. We have actually, basically, we have been doing so much for the village in the form of the village development committee.
Okay.
The village development committee had proposed various projects to the central government, and according to our proposals, they were granted.
Okay.
Proposals were granted. So we have a connect with the village,
Okay.
and through that connect, we find that the villagers are upset.
Okay.
We are not instigating. We are not
They
instigating.
themselves are upset.
Absolutely. Why are they upset? And we are telling you also this. Why are they upset? Because for the last 35 years, there has been no development in Santa Cruz.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, sir, the police station is also not there in Santa Cruz. The people of Santa Cruz had to go to Old Goa.
Yeah, we have to go. If for example, my SIM card is lost,
Yeah.
I have to go 13 kilometers just to make a statement there that my SIM card is lost.
Okay.
So it is that bad. Now, besides police station, we also have water problem, we have electricity problem, we have a market problem, we are talking about Swachh Bharat, and we are not having. There are so many villages who are defecating in the open.
Okay.
People don't have toilets in areas like Bandh, in areas like even Naushe, Kakra. They don't have toilets, so their open defecation is taking place there. So, even the basic things, people are really angry. They are angry that such things are not taking place. So, if these things are not taking place, and the builders lobby is allowed to take the best, the cream of our village,
Okay.
that's something really funny. I mean, what is the government trying to do? You are trying to make a PDA for the cream, and what are the villagers going to do? Come on, give the villagers a package. The villagers are not been given a package at all. Whether it is toilets, whether it is water, we are struggling. Our groundwater is contaminated. No one is bothered about wells.
Yeah.
It's that bad.
Okay, sir. I would like to know about the Bondwal Lake as well, since you have filed a case in a high court, and the case has come into your favor as well. So, how many meters that the land has been protected, sir?
Now the case is still in progress.
Okay.
The only directive that we got from the honorable judge was that 200 meters around the periphery
Okay.
will be protected.
Okay.
But still it is at an initial stage because the final order is not yet out.
Okay.
So it's an initial stage.
Okay.
The court wants to protect the lake,
Okay.
and they have asked the task force to find out what best and how they should actually go to the site and give their feasibility report. So the task force is yet to give its report,
Okay.
and then we will see.
Yes, sir. One more thing, sir. For this Bondwal Lake, sir, what was the plan before you start your fight? What was the plan of the government? What they wanted to do over there, sir?
When we initially raised this topic of the Bondwal Lake.
Yeah.
Actually, it was during Victoria's time that she had floated a project
Okay.
of beautifying the lake.
Okay.
And not only beautifying the lake, but also strengthening the embankment, which was giving way slowly.
Yeah.
Of course, one of the tenants brought an intervention, and the WRT was forced to exit from there.
Okay.
And then after it just lay, I mean, nothing was happening. Water was not getting accumulated in the lake because all the water was moving out. As it rained, the water was moving out,
Okay.
and that was causing a lot of hardships to the people because during summertime, all the wells around the Bondwal Lake.
Yeah.
That means wells around areas like Band,
Yeah.
Aradi, you had Wadlebad,
Yeah.
and even other areas, they were going dry.
Okay.
So that's the time that I decided that I should take the lead and do something rather than just allowing such a wonderful lake to go waste.
Correct. Okay, sir. I have a question. Tell me, sir, this Bondwal Lake, is it coming under the eco-sensitive zone, sir?
Yes, it is definitely coming under the eco-sensitive zone because it is not about our saying, but there are many environmentalists who have gone to that site
Okay.
and they prepared reports,
Okay.
environment reports about the type of birds,
Okay.
the type of biodiversity that existed there.
Yeah.
They are all documented reports.
Okay.
The birds, the plants, the trees, and the flora and fauna, and even small microorganisms which existed there, which actually play a big part in the whole biodiversity around there. So you had migratory birds coming there, you had peacocks coming over there, and all types of birds used to be there, and very importantly, that is fresh water.
Yeah. Sweet water, right?
It is fresh, yes, sweet water.
Okay. I'll come to the PDA. Mr. Babush Monserrat is a chairperson of the PDA committee, and Mr. Tony Fernandez is a part with Mr. Babush Monserrat, member of that, sir. So basically, what would be your reaction, sir, if Mr. Tony will go against your decision, sir, or your agitation and all?
No, that's a betrayal, 100% betrayal of the village.
Okay.
If he at all goes against
Yeah.
our wishes,
Yeah.
or if he clubs with Babush Monserrat, then that is clear betrayal of the village. We have been raising the Bondwal issue
Okay.
before the elections, and we were promised that the Bondwal issue will be looked at and will be protected. But the lake will be protected. But if he is going to go against, and now that the PDA includes Bondwal area.
No, sir. My question is, Mr. Babush Monserrat is a boss of Mr. Tony Fernandez. So ultimately, he's a chairman. So if we go to see, sir, Mr. Babush, Mr. Tony will definitely listen to Mr. Babush Monserrat. So what is your saying into this?
He's not saying it in the open,
Okay.
but his actions somehow
Yeah.
reveal that. His body language reveals that. That if that Babush is his boss,
Okay.
openly he doesn't want to say it.
Okay.
I don't know for what reason he's
No, because
he's
we
scared
have
of saying
seen
it.
during the election time also on his manifesto, since Mr. Babush Monserrat has contested independently, and this fellow has contested through Congress ticket, and he has mentioned the Babush Monserrat's photo as well on his manifestos and everything. So we all knows, the villager as well as the whole Goa knows that Mr. Babush Monserrat is a boss of Mr. Tony Fernandez. So what would be your reaction? So ultimately, if Babush Monserrat wants that PDA should take place and that everything should go according to their plans, then what would be your reaction on it, sir?
That's why we are taking out our agitation to a different level.
Okay.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that Tony was behaving at the way his boss was telling him.
Okay.
Now, if you look at Tony's manifesto,
Yeah.
Bondwell Lake is completely out. There is no subject at all of Bondwell Lake in his manifesto.
Okay. Yes, I've seen
So
that. Sir.
if that is not there, Bondwell Lake is not there, that means he was guided not to include Bondwell Lake by his boss.
Okay.
Because it looks like, because the boss's photograph is there and he is there. So I feel this is pre-planned, not also after elections, not now.
Yeah.
It was planned even before election.
Okay.
So if you win or if I win, this is going to be my score.
I see.
If Babush had to win in Panjim and Tony had to win, they are the bosses. You see?
Yes.
And they will do what they want. So this has been pre-planned. This is what I look at it.
Okay.
Now that they are not raising any voice about the Bondwell Lake, here it is. It's there in black and white.
Yeah. And so this PDA issue, you people are fighting since many months ago, many months past, like I think so for PDA, Greater Panjim PDA and Santa Cruz villages. So I believe yesterday was the first statement what Mr. Tony has given. Before that, he has never been into it, right? So what is your saying, sir, on it, sir? Because just for the first time he has spoken, sir. Whether will he be on a right way what he's doing? What is your saying, sir, on it? Because I believe only for the first time, yesterday was the first statement what he has given in a assembly, and he has said that he'll come on a street as well as he is ready to agitate also. So you believe, sir, will he be able to join your agitation?
No, he will join,
Yeah.
but I feel if he had to join us
Yeah.
from day one,
Yeah.
that would have made a difference.
Exactly.
He's saying he wants to join. He will join. So far, he has not said anything. Of course, he has made a statement that he has been telling us also.
Okay.
Tony has been telling us that he will join later. But I really don't know to read between the lines. Body language, of course, reveals some things to us, and that's the reason why our agitation, is also being planned in that way, looking at his body language.
So tomorrow you all have decided for agitation, right, sir? Tomorrow, what time the agitation is?
It's not an agitation, as you may call it.
Yeah.
It's just a show of strength
Okay. Of a people of Santa Cruz.
of the people of Santa Cruz.
Okay.
Because,
So
We-
you all want to give the great message to the society that the people are one and want to save the Santa Cruz village.
if you may recollect, Vijay Sardesai made a statement
Yes.
saying that only the Catholic community is involved, and subtly he made a statement.
Yes,
Very
yes,
subtly he made a
yes,
statement.
I remember.
So he said that the Catholic community is involved, and that he has spoken to some priests, and the priests have agreed,
Okay.
which is not correct.
Okay.
It is not the Catholic community. Maybe he is feeling that way because we are there
Yeah.
in the lead.
Okay.
There are most of us are Catholics,
Yeah.
but it doesn't mean that it is a Catholic movement.
Okay.
It is a movement of the village. So we want by tomorrow's. It's not an agitation as such. It is just a morcha that we have. Morcha in the sense it is going to be an assimilation of or coming together of villages to show our strength.
Okay. And sir, I believe, sir, during the Bondwal inspection, Mr. Vijay Sardesai has visited over there and he has given the assurance to protect the Bondwal lake, sir. So now suddenly it was, if I'm not mistaken, it is his decision to make the PDA. So what is your saying on it, sir?
Absolutely, we feel that we have been cheated in some respects because he came to the Bondwal lake.
Yeah.
He stood on the lake,
Yeah.
and he said that he will see that he in fact directed the TCP,
Okay.
the chief town planner,
Yeah.
to cancel all licenses around the Bondwal lake. That was a statement that he made.
Yeah.
He instructed, he says, please see that all the licenses are cancelled.
Yeah.
So if all the licenses are cancelled, what has he done till today? Has he cancelled any license? He should say that.
Okay. So far he has not given any of the statement whether the license has been cancelled or it has not.
No. In fact, in the documents that we have received from the TCP,
Yeah.
it clearly shows that 11 licenses have been given.
My God. Okay. So might be. What do you think, sir? Their plan is there something to do the development nearby the Bondwal Lake, sir?
I really don't understand the stand of the government. Now, the High Court, Honorable High Court is still discussing the matter.
Okay.
It's a crucial matter. It's a matter of the village. It's a lake. It's a reservoir. It's a reservoir that has not been made 1 or 2 decades ago. This has been about 100 and almost 110 years ago.
During the Portuguese time?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was designed with a vision.
Okay.
Now, when such things are there and the High Court is actually applying its matter,
Yeah.
I feel it is unfair that they have put the area of the Bondwal Lake in the PDA.
If suppose, if at all, the PDA implies, sir, what would be the reaction, sir?
You mean to say that, I mean...
Yeah. If the PDA, if it comes in the force, then what would be the reactions, sir?
I would like to tell
Yeah.
that it is not only 1.5 years that my struggle was there.
Yeah.
I remember when I was young, I used to go with our cattle to the lake, to the periphery of the lake. I mean, the water is to come out.
Yeah.
And you had, it was at one end you had the people who used to wash their clothes.
Yeah.
Okay, they were there. The laundry men were there. They used to wash the clothes, wash the laundry. People used to come. They used to wash the laundry. And then to the next part of it was a little pond where we used to bathe our buffaloes and our cows. So those sentiments come alive to me, and the greenery that surrounded, the biodiversity, the birds. Even sometimes when I hear birds cry, I immediately remember the days when I used to take our cattle there, the sounds of those birds.
Oh.
So, Bondwal Lake has been my heartthrob.
Okay.
And of course, 1.5 years I did jump into the fire, you may say,
Yeah.
because I felt nobody was raising a voice. So I jumped into that and I said, I'm going to fight for it. And there were many people, including Tony, who has been saying, "Arre baba, kahin jaunche na? Kahin jaunche na?" And there were people saying, "No, you will not find any success." But
To you?
yeah, they used to tell me.
Okay.
I was alone at that time.
Okay.
But I did not back out. I saw that I brought the documents, I brought the matter to the fore, and today the High Court is listening to it.
Okay. Okay, sir. It was really nice talking to you. Thank you so much for coming and joining us in the program.
Yeah,
Thank you.
my pleasure.
Thank you for watching our program, Goenkaracho. We'll catch you later, next episode. Till then, keep watching Don Bosco channel. Thank you.